these antics for a long time. So I believe Cunha is using his antics to get favorable terms for his contract. I don't think Wolves will sell him to us, not in the winter. And I don't think Arsenal are keen on him. I'm not saying there's no interest. The difference between interest and being keen and being deliberate and being intentional on a player. So I just think this Cunha links to Arsenal is just a negotiating tool for the player. Just for the player. Now, we don't know who Arsenal is going to bring in. Is 10 days left in the transfer window, and I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans are getting restless. I'm getting restless, but I'm not desperate. I understand the situation. Guys, we need to understand. Welcome to the present. Cunha. For the past few days, the links to Cunha has become a little bit stronger of some sort to Arsenal. And before I tell you what I believe, guys, you do me that kind of like the video, please subscribe if you're new here and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Like the video, subscribe if you're new here and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Now, Cunha is playing a great game. Now, we know Arsenal have always liked a player like Cunha, very good player in my personal opinion. But is this Arsenal's first choice or second choice? I don't think so. And when it comes to the kind of players Arsenal and Mikel Arteta want, there are specifics that they want. And I don't think Cunha fits the bill. Do they appreciate his talent? I understand that they do. But right now, I don't think he's the kind of striker or quality of striker Arsenal need in their ranks. And I could be wrong. Because the impasse Cunha is having the Wolves in his new contract for me is due to the fact that he's using Arsenal, in my personal opinion, to negotiate favorable terms for himself, which is fair. You have to look out for yourself. I believe Cunha's representatives, pardon me for that, are using the Arsenal links to negotiate a new contract for themselves. And I could be wrong. I'm not saying there might not be interest from Arsenal. I don't think the interest is as concrete as the media is pushing, or a lot of you are believing, in my personal opinion. I know some of the Arsenal fan base, they like the player because he has played some very good games in the past, but I don't think it's of that level. It's of that ilk that will make a massive difference at Arsenal. We know it won't come cheap, it will come expensive. And if we're going to spend big money, King's ransom on the player, it should be a player that is worth it. And my personal opinion, Arsenal's first choice is Ishak. And I know Ishak is not gettable at the moment. Even at the summer, Ishak is not gettable because of the fact that Newcastle are in a very, very strong negotiating position. Ishak he still has like 3.5 years left on his contract, so they don't need to sell. Newcastle are owned by very, very rich owners. They don't need to sell. Newcastle might qualify for the Champions League, so there is no push for Ishak to leave Newcastle. So the odds are against us. I'm not saying it's impossible for Arsenal to sign Ishak, but the odds, what are the odds that Arsenal can sign Ishak this summer, even next summer? The odds are very, very limited. Even though I revere the striker, I like him, I will love him at Arsenal. A lot of Arsenal fans will love him, but we have to be realistic. Now, if Ishak is not gettable, Shesko, young talent for me, is the next Ishak for me. Quick, right foot, left foot, can score all kinds of goals, very quick, very good dribbler. He's still going to improve. His ceiling is high. Arsenal are very keen on him, but I don't think it might be doable this winter. Can it be doable in the summer? I think so. I think there's a gentleman's agreement that between the player and RB Leipzig that can make it easier, even though there'll be more competition in the summer. I understand it's impossible that Arsenal cannot do it this winter. There's a glimmer of possibility, but it will be more realistic in the summer. So it's a tough one for Arsenal because we need to bring in a forward this winter. Jesus is injured, Saka is injured. We need to bring in another forward. It's very imperative. We are hearing reports that Arsenal might actually try to get players on loan, and the options are not even plenty. If you look at the excerpt from the Athletic on the screen, given Arsenal's ongoing interest in the likes of Benjamin Sesko or Alexander Isak as potential summer transfer, the club may pursue a loan for a forward this January from James McNicholas. So even the loan, where are the players? Where are the players? So it's tough. So when I look at the links that has surfaced, Fabrizio talked about in that tweet about Arsenal, the negotiation at Wolves between CUNHA and Wolves potentially breaking down and Arsenal sneaking in. I don't think it has a lot of merit to it. I'm not saying what Fabrizio is tweeting is wrong. I'm just saying if you look at it logically, we've seen this in the past, like likes of Ramos using Man U to negotiate new contract at Man U. We've seen players use these antics for a long time. So I believe Cunha is using his antics to get favorable terms for his contract. I don't think Wolves will sell him to us, not in the winter. And I don't think Arsenal are keen on him. I'm not saying there's no interest. The difference between interest and being keen and being deliberate and being intentional on a player. So I just think this Cunha links to Arsenal is just a negotiating tool for the player. Just for the player. Now, we don't know who Arsenal is going to bring in. Is 10 days left in the transfer window, and I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans are getting restless. I'm getting restless, but I'm not desperate. I understand the situation. Guys, we need to understand the situation. It's a tough one for Arsenal. We are not Brighton. We're not Aston Villa. When we go after players, the price automatically rises. The agent fee automatically rises. I'm not pandering and making an excuse for the club. I'm saying if we want to bring in players, we know how the market is going to treat us in comparison to how the market is going to treat other players or other clubs. Someone say, oh, look at Man City. They bring in Marmoush, they bring other players. Man City are different. They're not desperate for a forward. So it's easy to negotiate. And Man City made a lot of sales last summer, and they have a lot of money in comparison to win some sales, but we don't have that kind of money. And they see PSR. And we have to do the fact there's something that we are forgetting. We have to bring in the right players. Jesus and Zinchenko, they kicked off our project, but did they give us value for the money we spent on them? Jesus has barely stayed fit since he came to Arsenal. Same thing for Zinchenko. We have to make sure this time availability and quality have to come in sync with the kind of players we are going to bring in. There's nothing guaranteed, but we have to do our due diligence in bringing in potential signings, and you have to give the club some grace. The transfer window has not ended. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, you should have been more proactive. I understand all that, and I put it and I factor it in. But we have to give some grace until the transfer window shuts down. You cannot, NOT, be overly brutal in your criticism about the club and Arteta and the Kroenkes. Let's wait. I understand the results in the Premier League, especially the draw to Aston Villa, is influencing a lot of us, hoping that if we had a striker, maybe we'll have done a job for us in that game. I understand all that permutations and analysis, but the market is a tough one. So let's see what's going to happen next few days. Cunha to Arsenal. It's not impossible, but I don't see. Let me know what you think in the comment section. What do you think about Shesko? Do you think it's possible, even though it's unlikely, but it's not impossible because things have happened. We've seen Arsenal pay release clause on the last day or transfer. Remember, I party right a few years ago, so a lot of things can happen. But let's still wait. It's tough to wait as a fan. Especially with the fact that we are not doing great, we're not performing great, so that will actually agitate the fan base more. But let's be a little bit patient. I appeal to you guys to be a little bit patient with the club. I'm disappointed with the results. I'm disappointed with how the season is going thus far. But what can we do than instead of make more mistakes? Why don't we just calm down and be more reasonable with our approach? Like the video on your way out. Please subscribe if you're new here, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. One more time, please like the video. Please subscribe if you're new here, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.